Good morning to our viewing audience. Well, we thank you for joining us today. We are back. You're tuned in to MCC's Community Update Show. And I am your host for the day, Mary Ann Williams, Course Coordinator for Community Education at MCC. Well, we're very happy today to have some special guests with us. We're pleased to have two members of our planning committee and two of our presenters at our second annual Women's Health Fair. This conference will be held right here on our beautiful campus on November 15th and from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. And the theme again this year is Love Yourself Healthy. We're excited to have in the studio with us today Dr. Karren Cheathem, who is the co-owner of Stewards in Action, which teaches simple stewardship. And some of you may remember Karren from last year where she talked to us about finances. And again this year she will talk to us about having a healthy finance. And next we want to say welcome to Cheryl Schneider, who is joining us this year as a committee member and a presenter. She is the Director of Care Coordinator of Health Education at Access Health. Well, welcome Karren and Sharon. How are you?
Doing good, thank you.
Is it okay if I call you by your first names?
Yes, please.
Well, thank you. We're excited to have you here today to talk to us about this conference. And we want to begin a little bit, Karren, with this last year. Can you just tell us a little bit, what was your takeaway from the conference last year?
Well, I think the women really felt at ease. It was a comfortable environment. They were able to ask questions about various subjects that were presented, and they got to talk and interact a lot. So I think they really had a good time. Food was good, and the relaxed atmosphere provided a lot of help for the individuals. So I think they left really feeling better.
And that's great to hear, because I did get some phone calls from some of the attendees, and they said that they had a very good time. They really enjoyed the keynote speaker, and it's just wonderful to bring women together to network. And so today we just want to talk a little bit about this conference again. I think this year we have some more dynamic speakers. And so what do you think? What is our targeted audience for this year?
Want to answer that?
I would say it's obviously women, because it's for women, love yourself healthy, but I would say anyone could really benefit from this workshop,
So
any
yes,
age.
Any age. And so what we're doing is we're extending this out to the men as well. If you want to come and learn about how to keep your loved one healthy who is a woman, or how to just in general learn some good information, we welcome you to join us. So we talked about the targeted audience. So that, let me just say, 18 to 99, even 100. If you want to come, you're welcome. We'll want to see you there. Now, Karren, your topic deals with building a healthy finance. Can you tell me what and why is this so important as we move toward a healthy lifestyle?
Well, we changed a little bit, because last year we talked about living on less, and nobody wants to live on less anymore. They want to live on more. But the discipline that it takes to live on less is the same it takes to live on more. But we want to go from the aspect of wellness, almost setting up like a wellness plan like you would for your insurance. You have option A, B, C, and D, and we want to go through options with individuals to show them if you're a newlywed, what you should be doing, if you're newlywed with children, if maybe you're a retired grandparent trying to look at maybe setting money aside for your grandchildren, or if you're at that retired stage, you just don't want to be bothered, but you want to have enough money to make sure you have medicine and food. So we want to talk about all those areas, because debt causes stress, and stress with the high blood pressure, and it makes you sometimes depressed, because if you get your check and there's nothing there to do the things you want to do, all that affects our health. And so that's what we want to talk about this year.
And those are things that we don't just generally think about, that money can be bad on our health. Well, the worry about money can be very stressful, as you have said. And so we want to make sure, and the mission and objective of our conference will shine through these topics. And what is your topic? Now let's talk to Cheryl. Her topic is a little bit different. I think your topic is laughter is good for the soul. And
right.
Now, how can you?
Well, I've always been a person that I've had a good sense of humor. Laughter's been a really big part of my life. And a few years ago, I had the opportunity to take the training to become a therapeutic certified laughter leader with the World Laughter Tour. And you may not have heard much about it, you may hear more, but one of the the most recognized names with the World Laughter Tour is Dr. Patch Adams. Probably people have read his. And the Gesundheit Institute. One of my bucket lists is to go on the Russia trip for a week of laughter and clown training that he does every year. But it's going to be a couple years for that happens. Obviously, I got to save a lot for that. But one of the things, I've always been interested in laughter in terms of the therapeutic value as a nurse, also as a psychiatric mental health nurse, and how much laughter plays a part. Every single cell in your body can benefit from sustained laughter. And when we talk about sustained laughter, it's not, oh, hee hee hee. It's really, that type of laughter. And the laughter circle is about doing laughter exercises and bringing that together, which is what we're going to do at the workshop. If it's okay, I have a couple of things I wanted to share that are research-based.
Okay, it's fine.
One of them is, we know that laughter through research reduces cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone, and that's the hormone that increases your blood sugar. So it consequently would reduce your risk for type 2 diabetes. It's also, it releases endorphins, and endorphins are feel-good chemicals and that make you just all over. When you do a laughter exercise, you feel good. And that can be sustained after that if you continue with positive attitude, if you continue with self-affirming self-talk, you can sustain that benefits of laughter. There's also research that it enhances the blood oxygen levels and circulation. Not only is it heart healthy, but there's ongoing research. One of the things with cancer cells is they need an oxygen depleted environment. So if you're doing regular laughter, increasing your circulation, you're giving oxygen to the cells, thereby reducing your risk of cancer. Also, some people might be interested in this one. That's kind of where I am. I just turned 65. Laughter reduces cellular decay, so it can slow down the rate of aging. That's according to the Journal of Medical Association, American Medical Association. A couple of other things that people maybe don't think about is laughter makes breast milk healthier.
Wow.
And another one in regards to children, it helps to ease, because it eases stress among parents of young children. It can also help to reduce child abuse. And the last one I wanted to share, there's really a long list, but we hear a lot of talk about cholesterol and cardiac disease and risk for cardiac disease. One of the things that laughter does, reduces or increases your HDL. And your HDL is your healthy cholesterol. The more you have of that, the better. If you think of your HDL as a trash can, and your cholesterols that aren't as healthy, your LDL, your non-HDL, the more trash cans you have to take care of this trash, the healthier you'll be and the reduced risk. So laughter's wonderful.
Awesome. So you can hear that you are looking forward to hearing some good information. You will be told informative tips on how to make yourself healthy, because your health begins with you. Now, each one of you just give me a little bit collaboration, or what does this do? When we come together and collaborate on an event like this, it helps each of us in a certain way. Can you just elaborate a little bit on how this collaboration can work for us?
I think the age of a one-stop shopping is key. What they've done with like 211, where you can just call one place and get all the information you need. I think by people and the resources coming together in one location in a relaxed atmosphere, people can feel free to get all the information they need at one place. So they can talk to the vendors, they can talk to the speakers, they can ask questions. Maybe they didn't understand everything they said while they were there. Now they can go back and talk to those individuals one-on-one and ask questions, and so when they leave here, they will have all the information they need to help themselves and help others.
Thank you. What do you think about that, Cheryl?
Well, I think we're such a busy world, and it's a challenge to find time to take time out for ourselves. This is a one-day event, and as Karren said, there's a lot of different vendors that will be there. There are a number of different topics, finance, laughter. I think there's yoga involved. And there's a mix of things that we can all use and we can take home. I attended last year as a participant, and I had such a really good sense. The socialization was great, and I learned. I mean, I'm always learning, but I learned some information, carrying with the finances, some things that I took away from that. So I just really think it's a great way for people to learn a number of things in a relatively short period of time.
Yes, and I agree. Well, it looks like we've got about 2 more minutes to go, but let's just focus in a little bit and in the busyness that you brought up in your response, talking about how busy we are. Well, that is true, and we hear that there are many health initiatives that are going on in Muskegon right now, the 1 in 21 that love Muskegon. There's a lot of different things that are being done to address some of the healthy issues, diabetes fair. They have a lot of different, but each one addresses a different audience or target a different person. And if you hear it more than once, it could be the same thing you heard at one before. But don't you think that it's important to reach out every chance we get to encourage other women?
All day, every day, we should. We encourage them and then remind them of resources they may not even know that are available. We need to help people, and that should be our purpose as individuals.
Yes, thank you. Cheryl, what is your take on that?
Well, I concur with that, and there are a number of opportunities in this community, and having a number of different choices is good for that particular reason. The other piece of that, I think, is as women and as individuals, we are very, very, very busy, and we need to take our little Maslow's pyramid, turn it upside down, and focus on us first, so we'll be healthy and available for all the other things that we want to do with our family and our workplace and the community.
Yes.
And that gives an opportunity for us to do that.
Yes, and what better day to have it than the day that kicks off rifle hunting season? Because most women are alone who are not hunters themselves. So this is a good day for the women who men are gone out hunting to come and share it with us, and let's have some fun. So I'm just pleased with your participation, and just thank you for joining forces with us, and we're looking forward to a wonderful time at our conference. Now, once again, when is our conference?
November 15th.
November 15th.
2014.
2014. And it'll be from 8 to 3 right here at Muskegon Community College. We're located at 221 South Quarter Line Road. I think Walgreens says it's the corner of healthy, but we're at the corner of education and facts.
Mary, I also wanted to add that Access Health is offering 10 scholarships to this workshop, and we have 5 left.
Wonderful.
So if people are interested, they could contact you.
That's great. And my phone number is 231-777-0582. I am available from 8:15 a.m. to 4:45 in the afternoon. Or email me, mary.williams@muskegoncc.edu. Well, that time went really fast, and I hate to see you go, but we are excited about what's going to happen, and we look forward to seeing you on that day. Well, we're going to break for a little bit, and we'll be back in just a few minutes, but thank you, Cheryl, and thank you, Karren, for being with us today.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you. I look forward to the conference.
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Well, welcome back to MCC's Community Outreach Update Show. And you've been listening and watching your host, Mary Ann. Well, before we left for break, we talked with Dr. Karren Cheathem and Cheryl Schneider, who gave us some wonderful ideas on how to laugh to help and how to keep our finances come on out to that conference. That's November 15th, and you will find out more information. Well, right now we want to welcome in the studio Adrian Hopkins, our keynote speaker for this year's event. Adrienne has served as the Director of Outreach Services and Work-Life Services for Mercy Health Life Counseling for 6 years. We are so fortunate to have her great expertise to be our keynote speaker this year. Welcome, Adrienne.
Thank you.
May I call you Adrienne?
Yes, that's
Oh,
fine.
wonderful. We are happy to have you here. And we've talked a little bit about the upcoming conference with some of the presenters and the committee members. Let's talk to, address ourselves to some direct questions about the title, Love Yourself Healthy. And as a counselor, what is your take on that?
Love Yourself Healthy is really about creating balance. So being balanced in mind, body, and spirit. Finding that sweet spot between being physically healthy and also emotionally healthy as well. And that affects so many components of our lives. And so many things come into play, from finances to laughter, as you talked about earlier.
Well, thank you. Now, can you tell me, what does it mean, this conference personally mean to you? What do you personally take from that?
This conference creates an opportunity for women to find the support that they need. I think we're all in a place where we're doing the juggling act, juggling all the balls, and we have the balls in the air and we're trying not to drop them. And it's really about having that support network, so having an opportunity to connect with other women in the community, having some downtime to really be able to sit back and create that toolkit so that when we get back into the busyness of our lives, we have tools and resources and a support network of people to reach out to when we're in need.
Yes, thank you. And why do you think this type? We're a small city, but we're each on different levels of the boat. And when I think about the boat aspect of things and the levels, I'll probably use that because my son is in the Navy, but when I think about the levels of the boat, we're all at different places in our life, different seasons. So why do you think it's needed in Muskegon so much?
Well, I just think that even though we're in different places in our lives, we can all benefit from having resources. And there are so many wonderful resources within our community that most of us aren't privy to. And I think that we've often functioned from a pull yourself up by your bootstraps mentality. And there's really no need to do that when there's places that we can go for help and for connections and to really be able to create that support network.
Yes, I really appreciate those comments. Now, you've talked to a lot of people in your present job and as your duties and helped them to deal with some real life situations. Can you expound on loving oneself? Where does that play a role? We're all givers and we're all servers of others, but tell me, what does love yourself? I mean, really, intricately, what should we do?
Well, I think as women, we have a tendency to be superhuman or superwomen and to take on so many responsibilities. And it's really about putting your own oxygen mask on. You know, when you're on the airplane and it's becoming oxygen depleted, you're not going to be able to help the people around you unless you have your own oxygen mask on. And that's what loving yourself healthy is about. It's about creating healthy relationships. It's about being able to practice self-care so that you can care for the people around you, whether that's your family, whether that's, you know, your friends, your parents, your children, your co-workers. And it's so important to be in a healthy place to be able to give to other people, but also not to let yourself become depleted.
That's great. Now, give me just 2 ways you feel all women, but especially mature women, can have a healthy lifestyle. Just 2 little things that they could do.
Sure. I think I mentioned it earlier, creating a support network. You know, who can you call when you have a bad day? We have people in our lives that drain us, and we have people in our lives that build us up. So it's about creating those healthy relationships with people that build us up and empower us, so that when we're having a bad day and we're struggling, we have people that we can call and connect with. And the other thing is really practicing self-care. and to really understand what that means. You know, what is self-care emotionally? What is self-care physically? And knowing some simple things that we can do to take care of ourselves.
And that's great, because I just used that simple notes to yourself with a friend of mine. It's my goddaughter. She was having a down day and everything seemed to be falling apart, and she's away from me, so I couldn't just run over there. So one of my advice to her was to take a sticky note and every day write something pleasant to yourself, something positive, and put it on the window or either put it on the mirror where you stand every day. Say, I love myself. Today is a great day because I made it a great day. So those are things that I think of when you say that. I'm just excited about what we're going to hear this year. We've got two other ways, laughter, and then we talk about finance. We know that money can always either be an upper or downer. I tell you, bills can do that. But we've got some great things happening. So what changes have you made in your life as a busy mom, a working mom, a wife? Just what simple things have you done?
Sure. I love your idea about the sticky notes, and that's one thing that I always go to. When I'm struggling and I'm in kind of a dark place or having a hard day, I go to gratitude, because it's really hard to feel sorry for yourself when you're feeling grateful. And sometimes that really is starting at the bare bones and saying, you know, I'm grateful that I have a warm shower, I'm grateful that I have heat in my house, I'm grateful I have food on the table. And as you begin to journal and continue to express gratitude, you really start to bring it to the next level. And then you start to feel gratitude in your everyday interactions. So I think gratitude breeds gratitude. Some other things, you know, it's really, I think, the expectations on us in careers are to just give and give and give. And sometimes it's hard to know with technology how to transition from work to our families. So I've really had to be intentional about 5 o'clock, I'm transitioning from work time to family time. And that means resisting the urge to do work from home in the evening and some of those other things. And then also exercise. I mean, for me, that physical release is so important. And I found ways to incorporate that with my family so it doesn't have to take away from my time, whether it's, you know, getting on the bike trail and going for bike rides or hikes at Hoffmaster, so that we can have that release of stress that you get from exercise, but also have time together.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful ideas. Where time is going so quickly today. I think we need more time here. But that's wonderful. So to keep full of energy, you can develop little tips for yourself. So we invite you to come and hear those. Well, we're almost out of time. We have about 5 more minutes to go. And I'm going to give just 1 minute for you to speak to the audience and tell them why they should attend this conference.
I think that you should attend this conference because it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to push the pause button, for you to do something for yourself, to connect with women in the community, to connect with the resources in the community, and to really just begin to practice that self-care. Because if you're taking care of yourself, you're going to be so much more effective in all the other areas of your life, whether it's your family relationships, relationships with coworkers, your effectiveness as an employee, and it just feels good.
Well, thank you. I'm just excited myself. As I've said before, we're looking forward to having a great time. And you've heard it right here on MCC TV that you, 18 to 99 and above, come out and share with us. Well, we want to first thank our co-sponsors for this conference, Mercy Health Life Counseling, Access Health Incorporated, Stewards in Action. We want to thank them for collaborating with us here at MCC to make this possible to our viewers. Now, how can you register? Well, there's 1 or 2 ways. Visit us online at www.muskegonCC.edu/C as in cat, E as in Edward. That's CE. Or you can call me at 231-777-0348, and we can take your registration over the line, over the phone. Well, we've had some wonderful guests today. We've had Cheryl, Schneider, and Dr. Karren talk with us, and our keynote, Adrian Hopkins. I tell you, if you want to hear more from these presenters, you need to call me. Today, there's still open registrations. I'll be happy to help you. But we want you to know that any interesting information that you might want to share, we also welcome your ideas for the show. You can email me at mary.williams@muskegoncc.edu your ideas. If you have an idea of a show, I'll be happy to do it for you. Well, that's about all for me. And I'm going to say thank you for listening to MCC TV. And I am your host, Mary Ann Williams. You go and have a great day. I'll see you again real soon.